This is my go-to strategy for when I have trouble sleeping. I use this blanket and I sleep deeply and soundly. I really love it. It provides a nice cozy weight around your whole body, giving a very relaxed feeling. It is also very well made and made in the US. I recommend putting a duvet or sheet over it if you use it frequently, so that you can just wash the duvet easily rather than hand washing the blanket. The suggested washing instructions. Even though this says it is for a child, I am an adult who uses it comfortably. Review number 2. This seems like a very nice blanket, but I had to return it. I sleep on my side, and turn over multiple times per night. The blanket is much too heavy for that. After just a couple of hours, I woke up with my back hurting from the strain of lifting the blanket while turning over. But it would probably work well if I could sleep flat on my back. So, before you buy, think about your sleep posture, or the sleep posture of the person it's intended for. Review number 3. I think that this blanket may be wonderful for some people. The quality is amazing and it's super heavy and does fit my body. My problem is, instead of a calming effect, I feel claustrophobia. I am looking into donating it to a child or young adult that might benefit from it. Review number 4. People, this blanket is heavy. But I can tell you that my 11-year-old son has anxiety so much so that many a night he sleeps in our room on the floor. Since we purchased this blanket a few weeks ago, he sleeps through the night in his room. It truly is amazing how secure it makes you feel. Pretty sure we will order a smaller one for travel purposes. Love this. Review number 5. We recently found out that my son has sensory processing disorder and he's always had a very difficult time falling asleep. It took a lot of fighting, cuddling, and skin-on-skin touch to get him to fall asleep, and many times it ended with me or my husband having to hold his arms and legs close and putting some of our weight on him to get him to stop fidgeting and calm down to sleep. Anytime he attempted to put himself to sleep, it took 1 to 1.5 HRS to get him to fall asleep. I often ended up falling asleep before my son. When his OT suggested the weighted blanket, I started doing research and found this one reasonably priced. I'm so glad I got it. It has been our life-saving miracle blanket. My son goes into his crib with no issues and requests his blanket. And then within 5 to 10 minutes he's asleep. I'm so incredibly happy I made this investment and am thinking about getting additional ones for the grandparents' houses. Review number 6. It has been really helpful to ADHD, PTSD, anxiety, and spectrum individuals. Very calming. Review number 7. I was very skeptical at first. I have a son who has occasional nighttime anxiety and I was even skeptical that he'd want to try it. He took to it immediately and has been sleeping with it for a few months. It's now part of his nightly routine. I can't say whether he's less anxious at night or during the day, since it's not a scientific experiment, but it sure seems like it. Now my daughter wants one. Review number 8. My SPD child needed a heavier blanket as he grew out of the one he had for a few years. My son was so excited about how thin this weighted blanket was versus other weighted blankets he had. He loves how cozy it feels and is sleeping better with. This is my go-to strategy for when I have trouble sleeping. I use this blanket and I sleep deeply and soundly. I really love it. It provides a nice cozy weight around your whole body, giving a very relaxed feeling. It is also very well made and made in the US. I recommend putting a duvet or sheet over it if you use it frequently, so that